Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back with another YouTube video, and this time we're going to be playing some ladder using what is currently the best Royal Giant deck in the meta. So if you guys remember, last season I used a very similar variant with the Ghost instead of the Skeletons, and the Heal Spirit instead of the Bats. Ghost is still a really solid card, but because Heal Spirit ended up getting a pretty significant nerf, Bats are going to be a way better, replacement to it, and the Skeletons kind of are just good to have instead of the Ghost, because it makes your cycle faster and you kind of have a spell bait aspect. The Bats, though, got a pretty big buff. Their first attack speed is faster, and even though the Ewiz and the Fisherman ended up getting a nerf in the last balance change, they're still really good cards. The Fisherman I would still consider one of the best cards in the game. You can activate your King Tower, pull things into the opposite lane, and pull units away from the Royal Giant, all for 3 elixir, so it gets so much value. The Ewiz, even though it got a damage nerf, it's still really good versus Inferno Drag. It's a reliable defensive card against, bridge spam and pretty much anything you play against. And it's really good versus Sparky. Even though you might not play against Sparky a lot, it still is going to be very good. So Lucas X Gamer, I believe, was 4th in the world yesterday. I don't know where he's at right now, but yeah, he's 6th right now. I saw him the last couple of days a lot in the top 5 using this RG deck. I think he's like hiding it. Yeah, he's obviously not using this clone deck. I was like looking around, and yeah, I saw he was in the top 5 a lot the last couple of days. So before we get in the first game, if you guys want to support me, you can use my creator code BOSS. You can use it in any Supercell game. Help support me, help support the channel, and I really appreciate all you guys who use my code. It means a lot. So I'm currently at 6,614 trophies right now, 414th in the world. I'm actually a little below my season highest. I think yesterday I was in the top 200, and then I lost a couple difficult matchups, but we can of course work our way back up. There's still a lot of the season left anyways. Oh, and on another note, before we get in the first game, wanted to wish you guys, Merry Christmas. And even if you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope you guys enjoy the time off, school and work, because I assume you guys, have some time off this time of year. And if you are celebrating, hope you guys, have a good time with your family or by yourself, whatever the case might be. And also, let me know what you guys think of the finalized overlay. A lot of you guys gave positive feedback in the last couple of videos, really enjoyed the deck being in the top right, so I decided to make this kind of like a permanent thing. So I talked to Tribe's graphic designer just to ask him to put the word deck over where I'm planning on putting a picture of the current deck I'm using every video, and to remove the recent donation and highest donator thing, because that's kind of more of a Twitch thing. It doesn't really make sense to have on a YouTube video. But with that being said, let's get into the first game here, see what this guy's using. So it looks like this could be Icepo, because we see the Skeletons and we see the Ice Wizard. So even though Expo ended up getting a small nerf, I'm still seeing a lot of Icepo in this meta. I think Icepo, for whatever reason, seems like it wasn't affected as much by the nerf that Expo ended up receiving, whereas on the other hand 3.0 seems to be used a lot less frequently now. So it's kind of interesting to see how the Expo nerf ended up playing out in the meta. But yeah, as I said, from the looks of it, there still seems to be a lot of Icepo, because I've played against it quite a bit the last couple of days. I think it's due to the fact that Icepo, you don't really need an Expo connection to win. You can just cycle rockets, whereas if you're using 3.0, you are going to need an Expo connection to win more often than not. So in this matchup, I'm fine kind of baiting out rockets in single. If he wants to rocket something like an Ewiz or a Hunter, I'm just going to punish him really hard for it, so I'm kind of comfortable with him doing that. See what we want to do here. I'm going to go ahead and Hunter. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and RG. Perfect timing, because he just went for a defensive Expo, which should get taken out here pretty quickly. He might go for a Tornado. No, he's actually going to go ahead and rocket on defense. I'm perfectly fine with how that played out, because that defensive Expo is going to die very shortly because of the Expo nerf. The lifetime is much shorter now, so it's not going to be too much of a problem. I'm just going to go ahead and cycle my log. We can play anything we want to behind our tower, knowing that he doesn't have his rocket in rotation right now. But we got to try to find a way to get some Royal Giant hits on the tower, because we can't win this game off of just getting spell damage, because of course his rocket ends up doing way more damage than a fireball does. So we got to keep that in mind. Let's go for a fireball now, though, knowing that we can get a lot of damage hitting the Knight as well as the Ice Wizard. He's got 2 Teslas now. Okay, so let's see what we want to do here. I'm going to go ahead and RG. We're going to play Bats to distract this Tesla. Hopefully we can get some damage here, because he was really aggressive with that rocket. We might not be able to, though. We'll just have to see So RG unfortunately is going to get stopped by that Tesla. We are going to go ahead and pressure right now though. Try to go for maybe a Fisherman if he ends up playing his Knight. Do we get a hit, or is he going to go for a Tornado? No RG hit. Oh my gosh, guys. Getting an RG hit in this matchup is pretty difficult, I'm going to be honest. I think we're going to Fireball, though. So we have the lead as of right now. But okay, Rocket is going to come down. So he's just relentless with the Rockets right now. This is going to be a close game. I don't know how it's going to end, but we need an RG hit if we end up winning this game. There's no other way we can win this if we do not get a connection. Because he's just going to rocket cycle us out. Like, I don't think there's anything we can do. I think he might have accidentally just played the Ice Wizard in the wrong lane. Was that the mistake we needed to win, or is it still not going to be enough? Let's go, guys. It took him making a major mistake, but, you know, I'll take it regardless. If he didn't play that Ice Wizard in the other lane, he for sure would have won that. But yeah, it goes to show you guys how broken Ice-Bow can be sometimes, like in certain matchups. He didn't get a single X-Bow connection, and had he not played that Ice Wizard in the wrong lane by mistake, he for sure would have won that. I mean, the defense would have been, like, very easy like he's been doing throughout the game. But, you know, we played it pretty well. I don't know if we played it, like, 100% perfectly. Maybe we did. I don't know. Maybe there was like, a couple things we could have done slightly different, but he didn't get any Expo to connect. And he almost won, but luckily he played that Ice Wizard in the wrong lane, resulting in him having a hard time defending towards the end of that game. But I'll take it. You know, I think Knight needs a nerf 100%. You can tell just from that game how much value it got. I would like to see a Knight nerf. I don't know if you guys agree with me. Alright, guys, we found our next game. Give this guy the good luck. See what he wants to do. If he wants to make the first play, we'll just wait like a second. Otherwise, I probably would have split bats. We'll go Fisherman here. He's going to have a Ghost as well. Okay, we'll just Hunter. I don't know what this is yet. Ghost and Spear Goblins. I think I'm actually going to Royal Giant and go Bats because he just used to Zap. It's a little aggressive, I know, but I think it's a good play because, I don't know, I mean, it's aggressive, but it worked. Like I said, I think it was a good play in that situation. Nice Fireball there. We're going to log to clean all that up, ensure the Sparky doesn't get a connection. Really good defense. That's why I really like having the Ewiz in the deck. Even though the Ewiz got a damage nerf, gets the job done really well versus Sparky and Inferno Drag, so I still like having it in the deck. So nice lead. I think he's probably up a couple of Elixir if I had to guess, but overall with this huge damage lead we have, I'm very happy to be in this situation right now. Oh, it looks like we might not even be up Elixir unless he's leaking. Maybe he was. Okay, so he's going to go Sparky. This is where it gets a little interesting. I think I'm just going to go ahead and cycle Hunter, and then maybe try to distract the Sparky with, like, Skeletons or something like that, but we'll have to see what he wants to do. He's going to go for a Ghost. Let's go for this. Let's go for Royal Giant. Can we actually save the tower? I don't know. The Goblin Giant... Okay, yeah, we saved the tower. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. I just want to cycle 2 logs to take out his tower. I don't want to fireball it because I feel like committing a fireball is a little bit... I don't know, it's a little bit unnecessary. It's a little risky. Whereas I know if you're logging well, that's perfect. You just played that right into it. So, okay, let's see what he wants to do here. We're going to try to distract the Sparky with the skeletons. We'll try to just go for an E-Wiz on top of the Sparky. And yeah, this is looking really bad for him because he still has to take out our right tower, which means he's going to have to fireball it. And that means he's not going to have enough elixir to defend, so we should be completely fine here. Fireball's going to come down, but I think at this point it's impossible for him to defend after doing that. All we have to do, I think, is just go Fisherman in the pocket and then go for RG. Fisherman ends up getting 1 hit, but RG is going to be able to get 2. That's going to be GG. Nice win there. I think Sparky's pretty easy, especially since you have the E-Wiz, and also because Sparky ended up getting... you know, a pretty big nerf in the previous, you know, I don't know, I forget if it was last balance change or the one before. I think it was the one before last balance change. But yeah, alright, I'll see you guys when we're in the next game. We're pretty high up, so it's taking a while to find each game. Okay, we found our next game. We're against She. You know, normally, I guess someone with the name She, I would potentially say it's a her, or, you know, and actually she, like if it's a girl, but I actually know who this person is. It's a, you know, I was on a team with him before. He's, I believe, from Peru, I believe. If I remember correctly. We're just going to cycle Fisherman in the back. I don't know what he's using. He's going to go ahead and play Zappies. So I'll just cycle E-Wiz. It could be that RG Zappy deck. It could also be something else. We'll just have to see. Oh, it's Fireball. Usually that deck doesn't have... Usually the RG Zappies deck has Earthquake and not Fireball. So that's interesting. Guess it's Royal Hogs. Okay, he's up a few elixir right now. I'm sure that he's up elixir. Maybe not a lot, but definitely he's up elixir. He has to be. There's no way that I'm up or that we're even. After that bar barrel, though, he might only be up like 1 or 2. Okay, yeah. Like I said, I knew he was up elixir. I don't want to fireball this, mostly because I want to save it for his other spell bait cards. I mean, I know I'm going to take some damage in the process, but it saves me 1 elixir, and it also just... you know, if I want to, like, fireball a flying machine, I'm able to do that now. And we're definitely going to do that. We're going to hit the Zappy as well as the Electro Spirit, so good value for us. Bats might end up getting a little bit of chip. Yep, they do. Not bad. We're going to, again, just cycle our Fisherman in the right lane, log all the shields off of the recruits in the opposite limb. And I'm going to fireball this because Zappies are kind of annoying. We're just going to go for an E-Wiz on top of that there. Okay, so he's going to get really aggressive with the Fireball. Go for a Royal Giant. One hit. Guess we'll just log. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I was hoping that RG would get one more hit. Good log. Okay, I don't think he has another spell. So as long as this flying machine doesn't lock on, whew, what a game. I don't know what that matchup was, if I'm being honest, but he had a lot of good defense. I mean, he had recruits, Goblin Cage, but I will say this. I mean, his Electro Spirit was level 12, so it makes me wonder if his Electro Spirit was level 13, would that have made a difference and would he have potentially won? I don't really know. Maybe not, but maybe it would have, because I think his Electro Spirit connected to my tower at one point, but I don't know if a max level would have done enough damage to take it out. Probably not, because I think my tower had like 50 health, but towards the end of that game, because it was just like I really had to focus. But yeah, when you verse any kind of fireball bait deck, you have to be really smart how you're using your spells. You don't always want to be fireballing Royal Hogs. You want to be smart about that. You want to think like, because then you got to worry about their flying machine getting too much value. Fisherman in the back is fine. If you have RG in cycle, then they can't punish you with like a... Okay, well, normally I would RG in the opposite lane if someone golems in the back first play, but because I had already cycled my Fisherman, I need to just play defense, because if I went RG at the bridge in the opposite lane, I don't think I would have been able to defend because I had already pre-placed my Fisherman. So we can just play defense. Like, I don't... Oh my gosh, that was actually very, very annoying that the Dark Prince ended up... that's bad. That was actually very, very unlucky that the Dark Prince splashed everything. That's, the worst thing that could have happened in that situation. But, you know, sometimes you get unlucky. Anyway, we can definitely come back, but that was not an ideal start. That usually it's defending a golem is usually so easy, but that Dark Prince kind of that was very unlucky. It's kind of splashed everything and everything died like right away. But it's usually easy because the hunter gets so much value against the Night Witch, and you know, but in that situation it certainly didn't look as easy as it normally is, but I felt like that what just happened normally doesn't happen when you defend a golem push. But oh well, I mean, if we lose, it is what it is. I mean, the way you beat golem is you know, hunter the golem and fisherman to the king tower, so that's kind of what I did. I fisherman the golem to the king tower, but the problem is the Dark Prince kind of killed everything in the process, so that's kind of unfortunate. you know, we got a chance, I guess, of coming back. You know, especially if, okay. Nope, GG. We can't lightning block. Bats don't have enough HP. Man, that, not gonna lie, that really sucked, because Golem isn't even that bad of a matchup. Alright guys, so actually instead of playing another live game, what I wanted to do is show a replay, because for whatever reason, whenever I'm, you know, playing Royal Giant in videos, I never end up versing Pekka. And Pekka, for whatever reason, seems to be the most requested, like, match. Like, you guys in the comments are always like, how do you beat Pekka? And all that whenever I make a Royal Giant video. So I decided I wanted to show this replay from a few hours ago, where I played against a Pekka deck. He has a little bit of, you know, like an off-meta Pekka deck. I mean, like, he doesn't have, you know, Ghost. But honestly, I don't think that makes a difference at all. Like, I still think this RG deck versus Pekka has roughly a 50-50 matchup. And anyway, even though he has, like, a little bit of a different variant, like with, you know, Musketeer and Dark Prince instead of, you know, the Ghost. It's, I mean, like, you guys are probably used to versing off meta decks all the time. You just want a general idea of how to play versus Pekka. And as I said, even if you reverse the regular Pekka Bridge Spam deck, I think it would still be, like, a 50-50 matchup. I think this matchup is pretty easy, to be honest. Like, I normally beat Pekka, then lose to it, which is why I was surprised so many people had, like, you know, the question of how you want to play versus Pekka. But just, like, if you watch this replay, you'll kind of see the general way you want to play against it. Overall, if they don't have a Pekka in rotation, you're generally safe to apply pressure with a Royal Giant at the bridge. Your Hunters and Ewizzes get so much value. They never really should be able to get a Battle Ram to connect if you're playing correctly. Obviously, like, their Dark Prince or a Ghost, regardless of what they have, can give you a little bit of trouble, but still, like, your Hunters are a very good answer. Your Fisherman is very good against the Dark Prince or the Ghost. And a Pekka is so easy to stop, and just the Hunter, like, melts everything in the matchup, whether it's their Bandit, their Dark Prince, or their Ghost, Battle Ram, whatever the case might be. So you're just playing it fairly passively and only applying, like, a lot of pressure when you have enough Elixir and they don't have a Pekka in rotation. But because you can see in this situation, like, I already have a huge damage lead, I don't even really need to go in for another Royal Giant. So at this point, I'm just going to be playing kind of like perfect defense, which you're going to see here throughout the rest of the match. Like, he's going to get some damage here and there, but he's never really going to be able to catch up because I got that huge damage lead early on. And that's exactly what you want to do. Whenever they don't have a Pekka in rotation, just apply a lot of pressure with a Royal Giant. So let me know what you guys think of, like, me showing this replay at the end of this, you know, video. Let me know if you guys, like, learned anything, if it was helpful at all, because again, I kind of apologize, like, for in the live games, I'm never playing against Pekka. I don't know why that is. It's just because Pekka isn't even really that good in the meta, if I'm being honest with you guys. And by the way, nice King Tower activation there. That wasn't intentional, but I'll take it. I mean, I guess we got a little lucky because we played everything right next to our King Tower. But yeah, Pekka just isn't really in the meta, but it's still one of the most popular decks. Like, you know, a lot of, I think, like, casual players really enjoy playing it, or, you know, end up seeing it a lot on ladder. But in, like, top 200, it's not really meta, or in, like, competitive. It's just very weak compared to a lot of other win conditions and archetypes. But it's something that a lot of people always ask about, which is why I wanted to show this replay. So you can see here, get some damage in the opposite lane. And you just are, guys, like, are noticing how easy it is to defend these Pekka pushes, just like with the Ewiz, the Hunter, the Fisherman. Now, obviously, you have to play well. You can't be making many mistakes, because just one or two mistakes, you can end up, like, having a Bandit sneak through, or, like, a Royal Ghost, Dark Prince. So you have to be really careful. But if you're playing well and you're making sure that, you know, you're not giving them, like, too much poison value, you know, you're spacing out everything. Like, I like sometimes cycling, like, Hunter in one lane and then Ewiz in the opposite lane, which I do a lot in the matchup. Or just making sure that, you know, just the defense is pretty good, I guess, is the bottom line. So let's go for Ewiz again, really good on defense. It's just kind of the key card in this matchup. It resets the Battle Rams, just slows down the Pekka. It's just so helpful. With a minute left, you know, he's barely made a dent in either one of my towers. I mean, my left tower is a little low, but you see here I go RG because his Pekka's not in rotation. I get a little bit of extra damage on his tower. I already had a, you know, a good lead, but that just widens it a little bit more. kind of ensuring that he has no chance of coming back. And now I'm just kind of going in for another RG here because it's triple elixir, so I can be very, very aggressive at this point in the match, knowing that even if he builds up a counter push, I'm going to be able to stop it really easily because my cycle is so quick, and just defense with this deck is so strong, especially when you have everything you need in rotation and enough elixir. So 20 seconds to go, you guys can see just doing the same thing, defending, distracting really nicely with the skeletons, and not too bad. So just wanted to show that replay because, again, a lot of people said they struggled with Pekka, and I never seem to verse it in the live games when I'm using Royal Giant. So that's going to be it for the video. Make sure to like it if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if not subscribed already. Let me know what deck you guys want to see next. A quick note before I end. I'm actually I'm going on a trip pretty soon, like to visit my grandma. I'll probably be gone about 4 days. I want to say 4 or 5 days. So what I'm planning on doing is pre-recording some videos. Let me know what videos you guys would like me to pre-record. I'm probably going to just pre-record like 2 videos. I don't want to make it too hard on myself and like record like 3 or 4. That would be a lot. I'm planning on maybe doing like a ladder video that I pre-record, and then maybe I'll even do a grand challenge video, and then possibly maybe ladder on my mini account. But let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that. That's gonna be it for the video. Make sure to like it if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if not subscribed already. And thanks again. Until next time, guys.